All right. Hello, everybody. Thank you so much for coming out to Breakout Room today. We're so happy to see all of you. Before we get started, we want to just quickly give you all time to donate to these two organizations that we're spotlighting today. Protect Native Elders is a fund that is getting PPE for people in tribes across the country. Some tribes don't even have running water, so PPE is super important. And the Black Hills Legal Defense Fund is a bail fund and also just supporting other legal ventures, I guess, supporting protesters who were protesting Trump's rally at Mount Rushmore earlier this summer. So both of those are really awesome orgs. You can donate with those links that we have on here, or if you Venmo at Joelle-Blankson, we will split the money down the middle and send half to each organization. So yeah. All right.
Hi. Unfortunately, today we are a bit bereft of our perfect genius best friend, Liva.
Yes.
So you just have kind of the ethnic 2/3 of the trio today.
Yeah, it's just me and Joe. Liva's out camping, which is sort of the least ethnic thing you can do. Yeah, we'll be steering the ship for you today. And Joe and I both grew up in the church, and we thought that we would bring a little bit of that experience to you today. Joe, do you want to say a little more?
The show is about secular church. Anne and I believe that church can be anything and church can be anywhere.
Yeah, so church isn't a place you go on Sunday, it's a mindset. And church is, if you break it down, church without any religion is pretty much just a bunch of friends hanging out. You sing some songs, and then you listen to a TED Talk. So that's sort of what we're going to be doing today, along with some comedy, of course. All right, so first, going into some announcements, some housekeeping. First of all, we wanted to announce where the mission trip for summer 2019 is going to be. We're really excited about this one. I know everyone's been sort of, like really excited.
Dying to know. Okay, drum roll.
Drum roll, please.
Bethesda, Maryland.
Ooh, yes, yes.
You guys were dying for it. I know you guys are dying for it. The youth group, they were talking my ear off. Bethesda, they said. And Anne, can you tell the people what we're going to be doing in Bethesda, Maryland?
Yeah, this is a really exciting ministry we're going to be doing. We will be teaching white mothers how to cook vegetables in Bethesda, Maryland. We're so excited. This is actually a really heartbreaking thing that's going on. Mothers in Bethesda are boiling their vegetables, steaming their vegetables, but there's sort of no seasoning going on them at all.
No seasoning. This has been really weighing heavy on our hearts because
yes.
the mothers have started lying to their kids. They've been hiding the vegetables in the food. And when I heard about this, it weighed on my heart so heavily that I said we have to go. We have to go immediately. And so, listen, everyone, if you want to go on the mission trip to Bethesda, Maryland, please just type it in the chat and we will get a space on the bus for you.
We will sign you up. We need as much help as we can get. These people, they don't know how to stir fry. They don't know how to marinate anything. So we have a lot of work ahead of us, but it'll be worth it. Oh, okay. We just got an announcement. There is a black Honda Pilot parked in the pastor spot. Please move it. Okay, thank you.
Swiftly. Okay, and one more announcement. We'll be having a time of collective fellowship today after the show. Please join us for a dance party after the service.
Great. All right, well, that's it for updates. We are so excited for the show that we have coming up. Joe, did you want to introduce our first performer?
Yes, I really, really would like to. I'm so excited to introduce this lady. She is one of my best friends. I would describe her as my rock, but she's a lady and she's amazing. She's a rising fourth year at the University of Chicago, and she's going to share with us some comedy. Please welcome Erika Steiner. Okay, let me find her and spotlight her.
What's up? Hi, everybody. Welcome. Thank you so much for coming to my presentation. My name is Erika, and I've been wronged, which is, I think we're just going to start there. So I'm going to give you guys a presentation today, and the title of my presentation, which please feel free to read along with me, is, Hey, Erika, how did it feel to be in the basement of a frat on a Friday when across campus there was a gay party for people like you because you were gay to feel safe and excited and gay, but you weren't invited even though you're gay, so you're in the basement surrounded by lots of straight people? Thanks for asking. It felt bad. So just to make it clear, I am gay. That's sort of something I want to acknowledge for everybody in the room who either can't see me or hear me. It's okay if it sort of took you a minute to understand that. You know, it took me 19 years to recognize, so I get it. But when I was making the decision to be gay, I did what any good person would do, and I made a pro and con list. We're not going to go through the cons because that's just homophobia, but we will talk about the pros. So the first pro is kissing girls. And I think this is what most people think of when they think of being gay for women. And I kind of love that. And I love kissing girls. So it's just kind of like a win-win for me. Also, I can shop in the young boys section of most department stores, which is awesome because it's like they're, you know, cooler. They have way more color options and it's also much cheaper. And lastly, there are better parties. And I really want to focus on this last point because when I say better parties, I specifically mean Gardies. Now, Gardies are gay parties. And for the straights in the room, Gardies are like theater parties in high school. There's lots of people in like stage makeup and they're drinking a lot. But for the gays, it's something more. It's good music. I'm talking Lady Gaga, no Iggy Azalea, okay? Better people, that's the cute barista and absolutely nobody who's majoring in econ. And lastly, it's shut down by the campus police in under 45 minutes. And this is critical because it makes it incredibly exclusive. I mean, the evidence is there, right? The better parties or Gardies are just perfect. So you'll imagine my surprise when I come out in 2018 and I'm feeling good and I'm feeling gay as hell and I'm so excited to go. And yet, apparently in being exclusive, I have actually never been invited to a tea, which I know it's shocking because I'm so gay, but I've actually just never been to one. And you know, you might be thinking, Erika, maybe there have never been any Gardies, but there have in fact been 7. There have been 7 Gardies since I came out, and I have not been invited to a single one. Okay, not even an after party invite. And 7 times the queers on this campus have convened to meet and discuss queer parties, and I've never been invited. And I'm gonna be honest, this put me in a rough place. I thought about dating men again. I thought about returning all my button downs, but you know, I decided to take a long, hard look at what was happening, and you know, nevertheless, she persisted. And I decided to open an investigation, or as I like to call it, an investigation. I wanted to look into why I wasn't invited to this, and I came to 3 key conclusions. The first is that not enough gays on campus know who I am. Now, to find this conclusion, I searched the archives. I looked at Facebook, Google, and my own email inbox. And none of those times did Erika Steiner gay bring up any results. I mean, clearly the discussion is just not happening. So then I decided, well, maybe I just don't present as queer enough. I compiled the evidence and it's not really there. It seems obvious to me, but maybe people just think I'm the before picture in a teen makeover movie. So this leads me to my final conclusion, which is I simply have not kissed enough girls. Now, I don't have a lot of evidence about this, but I think all of us out there can agree that none of us have kissed enough girls. So I feel pretty strong about this one. Now, when I completed this investigation, I was pretty upset, but I'm a woman of action. So I decided that I wanted to come up with some solutions that I want you guys to be a part of. moving forward, I'm proposing what I call the Erika Steiner Gandhi Initiative. Now, this Gandhi Initiative is going to revolutionize politics. I think much like the Green New Deal, or as I like to call it, the Gay New Deal, we are really going to get me on the Gandhi invite list. So my revolutionary political idea comes down to one key action. I'm planning to have a kissing booth. I think kissing booths would allow me to not only kiss more girls, but publicly and famously even announce that I'm gay to the world. Some of you may be thinking, what about the logistics? I know, okay, so I'm having 3 locations. The first is outside the linguistics department. The second is at any a cappella audition interest session. And lastly, near any campus coffee shop with open mics. I believe that at these 3 places, I can maximize lesbian foot traffic and really get a lot of customers. Now, I am conscious of the global health crisis that we're in, which is why for anybody who kisses me, you do have to be wearing a mask. Or alternatively, I will give forehead kisses, but look, it's not a kiss, but it is still very gay. And lastly, as public as possible, I'm going to require that every participant tweet an image of me, but not with any old hashtag. They're going to use the #1 hashtag that's trending that day. So today, for example, that would be hashtag Ghost of Tsushima. But I think, for example, this tweet would still work. I mean, at Sticker Tricker could still be losing their flipping mind. I think together with the Erika Steiner Gandhi Initiative, we can clear Twitter timelines across the world. And maybe together we can text each other until one day we can say, hey, I'll see you at the Gandhi. Thank you.
Wow.
Good.
Wow, everyone give it up for Erika.
Like an audibly applause.
Yes. Be sure to tweet a photo of Erika with the hashtag Ghost of Tsushima after the show so we can really boost sort of the cause. I'm really excited about our next performer. She is a comedian in Chicago. She was on Southside and Comedy Central. She's an amazing stand-up. And today she's going to teach us some history. Everyone give it up for Olivia Perry. Woo! I'm going to find you.
Woo! Okay, hi guys. I feel like I shouldn't be here. Like everyone's in college, and am I on a list? I don't know. But anyway, I'm actually 12, so I'm the youngest person here. It's no, I graduated from college a few years ago from the University of Sound, and I got a minor. Yeah, thank you. The Harvard of the West. But so I got a minor in comparative politics and getting really high. So I thought that I would like kind of share history with you guys while I'm violently high. It is legal. I'm over 21. I'm in Illinois for the FBI agent in this computer. But so over quarantine, I've been watching a lot of documentaries, and one of them was Oliver Stone. Do you guys know who that is? Mm-hmm. You can type to me, and you can ask me questions also throughout this whole thing, and I'll answer. It's kind of like an Instagram Live. So who is Oliver Stone? The director of movies. And he made this one Netflix show called Untold History of the U.S. And I found out that I absolutely hate Harry S. Truman. And the thing is, I knew nothing about him. I didn't even know he was president during World War II, and he literally was the one who did the bombs. So I had a Keith bulb before this, so now I need it. Okay. So Harry S. Truman, he was the president after which bombs? No, the bombs.
Oh, okay. The bombs, okay.
Like most of the bombs, So basically, he's from Missouri, Yikes, first of all. He was born with flat eyeballs, which I'm not, but like the fuck? Had an older brother named Vivian, who his dad liked more. And his dad was just like this guy from Missouri who would just fight people because he was short. And so like he was like really mean to Harry and loved him on the Truman Show. Okay. Anyway, you know, he became a haberdasher, and I'm really mad that I looked up what that is. And what it is someone who has a haberdashery. What is a haberdashery? Anyway, so, but looking at his face, I don't know, maybe you guys pull it up on your smartphones and iPads, but look at his face and like he would be a haberdasher, whatever it is. But so super racist. Pulling it up on the iPad, stat. Oh, what kind of iPad do you have? Okay, we're all waiting. Okay, don't use the word himbo. It makes me feel old. Yes, it is a dealer in men's clothing. Thank you for Googling it and not making me explain it. If you're white, learn that. So anyway, he's like super racist, only refers to Black people as the N-word, you know, like most presidents did. And he wasn't even supposed to be president. Like that's the thing that's crazy to me, that really gets me. There was this guy, Henry Wallace. He was the vice president. He wanted the age of the common man, no imperialism. He wanted, like, you know, he's like, America needs to kind of cool it. Like, we stand Henry Wallace. And so did the population. 52% of them wanted him. But then, like, you know, the head honchos, they were like, he wants to get rid of our money. And they like paid everyone to then vote in Truman, who had a 2% rating. And he became president because then Franklin died. And yes, I call him by his first name, Franklin. And so then he like felt like he had to, you know, live up to his dad, and was like, okay, I have to live up to my dad, so I'm just gonna bomb the shit out of people. And I don't know, I hate him. My mouth has cotton mouth. Do you think Franklin the turtle is named after Franklin? That's a really good question. Like, what about Franklin the Benjamin? Okay, QAnon has entered the chat. What is going on? Does anyone have any more questions? I'm like nervous because all of you guys are like cool Gen Zers, and Gen Zers are so mean. Oh my God, thank you, Priya. But like, what am I nervous? I'm just like super high. What is your take on intermittent fasting? Absolutely not. I accidentally do it, but you shouldn't. But honey, that's called depression, you know? I don't think you should do it on purpose. What strain? It's called I think it's either ice cream cake or Mr. Nice Guy. Don't be nervous. I fell asleep a lot in high school classes, so this is so useful. Oh my God, I don't even remember high school. What's high school? Let me say, I want what she's having. You guys are so nice. Do you want to know any other history?
More. Okay, maybe we can, this will be the last question. What is the best president? What is
the best president? The thing is, like, we haven't had any. None of them are good. they're all actually like kind of dumb, and we need a Black woman in office.
Okay, I have one more
Who isn't Lori Lightfoot though?
Can I ask one more wrap-up question? How would you describe Harry S. Truman's personal style?
Personal style? Fucking nerd. That's what. Fucking Franklin the Turtle looking ass. Fucking wish that I would have. I just want to go back in time and uppercut him. Anyway, Grover Cleveland was thick. Yeah, but not as thick as Hoover, who got stuck in his bathtub. Yeah.
Well, you heard it here first. Harry S. Truman is over.
I get it. You guys are still in school. Okay, bye.
Thank you so much, Olivia, for that lesson. I learned a lot. I actually didn't know if Truman was a sort of president before this, so I'm learning new things every day. Everyone go follow Olivia on Twitter. She's so funny. You will learn more important facts.
So funny. In the meantime, I think we should get back to the chapel for a little bit. What do you guys say?
Yes. So we're going to take this time to do greetings. So everyone in the chat, say hello to your neighbor, sort of wish them a good evening, good morning. It's a time of fellowship. So let's do that for 30 seconds.
Good evening, Tip's hat.
Amazing. All right, should we get into it, Joe?
Yes, I think we should. Thank you so much, Caroline, for saying you like the wind in my hair. Okay, we're gonna go, okay, my connection is back. We're gonna do a little recitation. We're just gonna say a word together and really dwell in what it means. So if you guys could all turn on your mics, please turn on your mics and join in. We'll say this in unison. Okay.
Right. Okay.
And would you like to lead us?
All right, everybody. Okay, everyone. Alexander, Aaron Burr,
sir.
Middle of the night.
Middle of the night.
Confer, sir.
Sir.
This is a legal matter.
No matter.
Yes,
Yes.
Do you need
For your better lawyer.
Okay.
Wow, thank you guys so much. That was moving.
For
That was
you.
great.
Okay.
Burr, we
studied
and we
built
the
Notion of the nation we now get to build.
build.
Once in your life, take a stand with pride. I don't understand how you stand to the side.
How you stand to the side.
Wow.
Amazing.
That
Amazing work, guys. That was absolutely beautiful. I feel collective effervescence right now.
that was refreshing. Yeah, and I feel grounded in a way that I haven't felt in probably years.
Yeah. And you know what else is going to be refreshing? Our next performer who we have coming right up. This girl is a cool cat, also from the University of Chicago. And she's so funny and so fun and so awesome. And if you ask me, has a beautiful timbre to her voice. Give it up for Maya.
Hey guys, thanks for coming out tonight, or I guess staying home. I just want to do a quick poll to get things started off. So could you give me a thumbs up if you're not wearing any pants right now? Okay, cool. I love a pants audience. If you've ever researched how to smuggle weed onto a plane, maybe Olivia has, you may have come across TSA's list of banned carry-on items. And most of the stuff is what you'd expect: bombs, pepper spray, human remains. But I was excited to learn that it's equally illegal to bring bowling pins onto an plane. And I just want to know what happened. Like, what events transpired for this to become a fucking law? And two scenarios immediately come to mind. Scenario one, a passenger at some point ran out of movies on their transatlantic flight. And so out of this boredom sprung a wonderful, brilliant idea. They asked themselves, what if I placed 10 bowling pins at the front of this airplane, placed myself at the back of this airplane, and then just bowled a few frames, and the flight attendants are just flying off to the side. That's scenario one. Scenario two is a passenger, perhaps the same passenger, took it upon themselves to commandeer an airplane armed with only a bowling pin and just kind of whack-a-mole their way down the aisle. Those are the only two options. I don't really see what else it could be. I love Animal Planet. Does anyone else? We get some noise for Animal Planet.
Woo.
Animal noises for Animal Planet, yes. But sometimes I love it, but sometimes the hunting scenes are so difficult for me to watch. It's like, as soon as you get attached to some baby polar bear, the narrator immediately goes, "What's that on the horizon?" It's a male polar bear. They like to eat the babies for breakfast. And then you have to watch this intense like chase scene where the male is like gaining on the cub and the cub keeps like narrowly missing the jaws of death. It feels so real. I have to keep reminding myself that the animals are actors. I'm like, Maya, it's scripted. David Attenborough's the director. The blood in the snow is fake. Actors. My friend from back home, she recently gave me a call to say she was going on a phone cleanse. So make that make sense to me. She was very earnest about it though. She said, hey, if I don't text back, it's because I'm not using my phone for the next month, except on Sundays, which I get, because who would want to miss a call from Jesus? Like, imagine waking up to find that voicemail in your inbox. Like, beep. Hey, this is the Son of God. I noticed you weren't at church this morning and I was expecting you. But don't worry, I'm not cross with you. I know we didn't really set anything in stone except for the 10 Commandments. But anyway, just call me back when you're done skirting the line between heaven and hell. All right, thanks so much. Bye. Nobody wants that voicemail. As a feminist, it really grinds my gears when men seek out some sort of validation that they aren't complicit in the patriarchy. It's that whole like not all men mentality, you know. They seem to think women not only have the power to absolve them, but that they're somehow owed this forgiveness. Like, what do you expect from me? I'm gonna absolve you of your complacency? Completely unrelated, I would be amiss if I didn't say that I stand in solidarity with the Black Lives Matter movement. It's such important work that I've been engaging with for only just recently. And I would also like to acknowledge that we live in a systemically racist society. And as a white person, both I and my ancestors have benefited from this for centuries. But like, I'm not bad, right? Right? Sorry, real quick. Could a Black person please just say that they forgive me personally? It would mean so much to me. Hashtag not all whites. Never mind. Moving on. I don't think we should abolish the police. I don't. But let me clarify. I do think we should take away their funding, their guns, their authority, etc. But let them keep their uniforms, because how else are we going to know who to throw dirty looks when we walk down the street and maybe spit on a little bit? All right. Thank you guys. My name is Maya Holt, and I'm going to go put on some pants.
Woo! Thank you so much, Maya.
Yeah.
Woohoo!
Be sure to follow Maya at I am Maya. It's a beautiful palindrome. And I am so excited to, okay, we have a really exciting next performer. This person is a rising sophomore at Northwestern University and has an amazing mic setup. Everyone give it up for Sam Buttress. Woo!
Woo, Sam!
Yes, Sam!
Thank you. Good evening, folks. My name is Sam Buttress, and as long as I can remember, I've always wanted to be a comedian, but lately, with everything that's going on in the world, the pandemic, the injustice, just all of it, it's really made me take a look in the mirror. And I just feel like there are things that this world needs more than laughter right now. So in light of that, I've decided to abandon comedy completely and devote myself to the much more noble pursuit of close-up magic. Or close-up magic. Oh, all right. So we're going to get started with the oldest form of magic that there is, ventriloquism, okay? Ventriloquism originated in the early 1400s when housewives would hollow out gourds and project their voices into it. Unfortunately, most of them were burned at the stake, not because of witchcraft, but just because people really didn't like ventriloquism. Okay, that's ventriloquism humor for you. Okay. So because of the lockdown, unfortunately, I wasn't able to go get an actual dummy, but luckily I already had this stuffed animal with a hole cut in the bottom for personal reasons. I think it was like a school project or something. So anyway, I'm sure you've all seen the trick where a guy drinks a glass of water and makes it talk, but I'm going to step that up a notch. I'm going to be drinking this glass of milk right here. As we all know, milk is a much poorer conductor for sound than water is. I think that's actually where the saying comes from. So yeah, I'm gonna drink this milk, and you're gonna hear TikTok by Kesha coming out of this rabbit. All right, and here we hit play. Can you play the recording? We went over. It's out of battery.
Oh.
Are you? All right, here we go, I guess. But it's in the morning.
Oh.
Feeling much too different. Okay. So, yeah, all right, that's fun. Ventriloquism, okay. Now, for this next part, this is usually where I would ask for a volunteer from the audience, but because of this virus, that's not possible. Fortunately, came prepared. I built a card-picking robot. It's going to pick a card for me. So, all right, you guys see that? Card-picking robot. All right. Now, robot, pick a card, any card.
Oh.
Okay, thought I disabled the boxing glove subroutine. That's okay. Any card? Any card? Any card? Okay, so I think it picked this one right here. And then how about you just show that to the audience right there. I'm not looking. And then put that back anywhere in the deck. Wow, very good. Let's give a hand to card picking robot right there. Okay. Now I'm just gonna shuffle the deck real quick. And the fun thing about this magic trick is that it Stupid. You drop out of robotics school because you can't do anything. You spend all your money on those magic classes. You can't even do a card trick. I'm sorry, guys. I'm really sorry. This wasn't supposed to happen. Wait a minute. What's this? That's funny. Is this your card?
Whoa. No.
I know. It's pretty impressive. All right. That's about it for me. I'm Sam Buttress, and I just want to remind you all that not everything is as it hold on. It seems.
Whoa!
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 Whoa! As it seems.
Whoa!
Seems. I think that went well. Oh, whoops.
All right, everyone give it up for Sam. You can follow him on Twitter at Sam Buttress. Woo! All right.
Thank you so much, Sam. That was amazing. Okay, guys, I promised you it was coming, and it's here. It's time for our sermon.
Yes. So today our sermon is about something really close to my heart. It's my passion, personal financial responsibility.
Anne and I have come a long way in terms of personal financial responsibility, but if you're not there yet, if you've been considered bad or irresponsible with managing your money, type in the chat, myself.
Yeah. And you know, don't feel shame if you type me, I suck. Joe and I both, a year ago would have said that. For example, for me, my sister actually, who's working, is saving extra money because she thinks she'll have to support me when I graduate from college. So it's normal, it's fine.
No, and you know what, it resonates with me too, because only a few short years ago, my dad enrolled me in a class at our church called Financial Peace University. And instead of going to Bible study, I went to Financial Peace University. And so we're with you. We're with you in this.
Yeah, we're with you. You're not alone.
Some rules for spending money. Rule number 1.
Never buy something you can easily experience at home. So, a couple examples. Tie-dye. Tie-dye is a craft for children. Okay, you shouldn't pay extra money for a shirt. That is tie-dye.
A sandwich. You can put it together yourself.
Yeah, it's very easy. Next up, we've got ice cream for dessert at a restaurant. Okay, most restaurants, their ice cream isn't special. Just get it on your way home. Yeah.
And a movie where a family has a fight. You can experience that in your own home.
And actually, yeah, you don't even have to ask for it. It'll just happen. So, yeah. And here we have a picture of a girl who is looking down at her shirt, confused. She was confused. She's like, why did I spend $74 on this?
You think, whoa, how much did this cost? Whoa.
Yeah.
I got a craft on my shirt and I paid $74 for it. Don't be her.
Don't be her.
Number 2, never pay to sleep outside on the ground while you are simultaneously paying for your own house that has running water.
Don't do this. Why would you pay money for nothing? You're paying money to sleep on the floor, okay? So, Joe and I actually found something really disturbing here, and it's an Airbnb listing for a campground.
Campground, they call it. You pay somebody else money to live in the wilderness. I don't get it.
Yeah. If we were, I don't know, when were the pioneers around, but they would have been bankrupt if they did this. So take a lesson out of their book, okay?
Exactly. At least sleep outside for free.
Absolutely.
Okay, rule number 3.
Carry all your savings in $2 bills so that you never spend them because they're rare. I personally have never spent a $2 bill.
Neither have I. Now, I'm sure you're wondering, where should we spend all this money that we're going to save?
So the first one is obviously donating to important causes, like the ones we were talking about earlier in the show. You can even do that at Venmo at Joelle-Blankson.
Of course. Fancy Japanese pens, and even up in there.
Yeah, just lubed up. You just get them. And of course, a jacket that you can only wear in a very specific temperature range. So like between 55 and 60 degrees, and it only comes about once a year that you can wear that. But everyone needs one. For sure.
Okay, that's all for our sermon. And a lot
Yes.
for that. And if you did, type.
Oh, yeah. Be sure to type at now I know what to do with my money, and then of course tell us exactly how much money you have. Sort of no one is choosing to engage in this right now, which is interesting. Oh, look at that. Oh, wow. Okay, so we've got a wealthy audience. That's good to know. Very exciting. Oh, I think Joe is cutting out a little bit. Can you stop sharing, Joe? Is that? Oh, yay. Alrighties. So we're going to move on to our next guest. Joe is frozen a little bit. Are you good?
No.
Okay, I'll go ahead and introduce our next guest. She is an amazing, hilarious stand-up, hypothetical senior at Columbia University. Everyone give it up for Venice.
Woo!
Woo!
Hello everyone. How's everyone doing? I know there's sort of this illness on everyone's mind, sort of the elephant in the room, right? The C word that no one wants to talk about. So I just want maybe all of us to say it together. 1, 2, 3. Celiac. I was diagnosed with celiac disease 3 years ago. Yeah, it's really sort of exciting. It's this autoimmune disease in which if I consume any amount of gluten that can be found in wheat, rye, or barley, it will sort of damage my intestines for a long time. And by a long time, I do mean permanently. So I just sort of wanted to start off with like a fun little intro. No, it is fun though, because I feel like with every introduction, I kind of get to decide like the extent to which I want to be a character in like a John Green novel and sort of just be defined by my illness. I don't know if you guys remember The Fault in Our Stars, but I remember it very well. It sort of went a little something like this. It was sort of like, she was sick, but she was beautiful, and she was beautiful because she was sick, and Ansel Elgort is in this too. And are they gonna have sex in a hospital? And then they don't, and then you're kind of like, wish that they did, and you feel disappointed about that. Yeah, sort of all that to say, like, you know, like hot people can be sick too. That's kind of what I came out here to say. I think also to draw a parallel, sort of a statement that's sort of we were missing in the main narrative of coronavirus even, and you could sort of account that for the spikes, you know, as sort of missing that part of the narrative. But it's cool, you know, being diagnosed for things is cool because you feel better. I remember, like, you know, the first time I got a B12 vitamin shot, I was walking down the street afterwards, and the thought sort of organically occurred to me, I think I'm ready to be in love. And I was like, oh, I'm severely malnourished. And so that's really exciting. That was sort of really an exciting moment for me. But, you know, I know that sort of, even though I am, you know, I'm sort of have weathered the storm, so the coronavirus is sort of nothing for me. I know that quarantine can be really tough, and so I sort of prepared a little presentation, sort of pros of quarantine, that I would love to share with you guys, if that's cool.
Ooh, yes.
Okay. Pros to quarantine: 10 reasons to make you think maybe I'm the problem. Sort of first positive here: destruction of the nuclear family. So, you know, quarantine is bringing out a lot of issues with family. You know, everyone's sort of just tensions are high. You know, sort of issues are coming out systemically and also just personally. And because of this, all families hate each other now, which means therefore there can no longer be a nuclear family. Number 2, no more student theater. All of this sort of just a figment of the imagination, really just a component of the past. No more Les Mis, no gender bent production of Romeo and Juliet, no more student stage managers, which really egos shouldn't be allowed to get that high, no matter the circumstance. And no more cast parties where everyone sings Bohemian Rhapsody. No kissing in public, because of coronavirus, kissing is basically a crime. Therefore, all people kissing in public should be arrested. No, this is not a personal thing that I have, and I'm fine. And it's just sort of a thing that's sort of the time, and we sort of have to go with that. Happy that people are already dead. You know, this time isn't easy. I don't know if you guys have had this thought, but I know some people that in my life that are already died. then I'm like, you know what? It's probably for the best. I don't know if they would have made it out. Emotional endurance. This is just sort of, you know, crying harder, longer periods of time, more sort of better, faster, stronger, you know, that whole, in the word, you know, I went to high school for theater. In the words of my acting teacher, you know, if you want to make it on Broadway, you need to sort of build up the emotional stamina to mourn the death of your sister every night. Sort of a very specific example, but ultimately can be applied to every situation if you try hard enough. I'm fine. Stop asking. No sports. Need I say more? No more shows like The Big Bang Theory can be made in the foreseeable future. The Big Bang Theory is bad, really, really bad, sort of haunts me sort of on a frequent basis. It's over, and admittedly it ended before coronavirus, but I always just sort of have this fear, like what if it comes back? What if there's sort of like a rerun kind of situation, but social distancing means there's no filming, and therefore The Big Bang Theory remains in the graveyard where it belongs. Thank you, COVID. 8, smizing. I think we all sort of practiced this at one point in our young lives when we were waiting for the time to bring it out. Mask, sad, but smizing, yes, queen. Sort of the moment for that. Everyone is stuck inside their house, sort of a big con, right? Sort of this is the biggest con of quarantine, right? But what this means also is that Jimmy Fallon has been stuck inside. Jimmy Fallon can't play games with celebrities, such as doing impressions or this or that. His power has been limited. He's sadder than usual, and he's contained, albeit for a moment. And finally, last but not least, you can put a Diva Cup in your vagina during a work meeting. Definitely couldn't do this before coronavirus. Sort of increased flexibility in scheduling, and ultimately empowering. I did it this morning, so can confirm. COVID feminist, maybe. So that's all my time. I just wanted to leave you with some positive platitudes. Thank you guys so much.
Wow. Thank you so much, Venice. I learned a lot. Wow. If anyone else manages to, get a Diva Cup up there doing a work meeting, tweet us. We'd love to know. Signal boost that. That's huge.
Remember to buy your fancy loop to help it slip right up there.
Yes, absolutely. You want it to fall in on accident almost. Joe, do you want to introduce the next two people?
Sure, I can, yeah. Next up, we have a pair of Gorgina girly besties, and we have some entrepreneurs in the room is what I'm going to tell you. We have some entrepreneurs. We have 2 owners of a candy shop.
And everyone, oh, sorry. Yes, make sure you put your thing on speaker view so you can see them when they talk.
Yes.
Welcome to our marvelous Grand Emporium. Twy and Toots candies for you and I. Today you've signed up for the online tour.
Buckle in and buckle up, because our Emporium is unlike any other site in this universe.
You name it, we've got it.
As long as it's candy.
And it's made in the tri-state area.
And it's after hard.
Now, most of you are probably here because you heard about us on the show, Most Brutal Crimes in America.
And yes, our third business partner, Pamela, did indeed fall into the hard candy splitter-upper machine under rather mysterious circumstances.
I'm sure some of you would like us to provide some more details about how exactly Pamela was physically destroyed and decimated by this hard candy splitter-upper.
So we will indulge you for 1 minute.
Exactly how Pamela was split up in this hard candy splitter-upper is not exactly known, but needless to say, children across America are eating her as we speak, and in Puerto Rico and other territories of the United States, such as but not limited to Guam, American Samoa, and etc.
Anyhow, our Emporium, its better days are behind it.
We do think about her, though, our Pamela, her sweet demeanor, her killer work ethic.
Her tiny little tits that she loved showing off.
Oh, where would you all like to see first in the Emporium? Our choices are Signora Magorium's chambers, Little Tony's favorite spot, or the stables.
You've chosen Little Tony's favorite spot. Let's go.
Yes.
Ah, yes, Little Tony's favorite spot. I remember how we both had our first kisses in this spot, and our last one.
So this is where the magic happens. To begin, our most popular candy is made here. Signora's Two Timing Delights.
P.S. It's just dark chocolate.
It's true. Oh my God, Margaret. Do you see that?
It's a... well, it's a bone. But it must be a candy bone.
Margaret, you know we don't make those. It can't be. I think that's Pamela's bone.
Oh, shit. That's funny. Anyway, let's move on. Goodbye, bone. Why don't we do a tutorial for one of our famous candies? Which candy should we show you? Spicy Zoom Zoom beans, Little Tony's Frozen Delight, or hot and cold mustard? Cynthia, what have our people chosen?
You've chosen hot and cold mustard.
Yes. Yes.
You chose hot and cold mustard. Now come close so we can tell you the super dark secret to making these candies. Hot and cold mustard is made in a quite simple manner. It's the process of spermiogenesis. In this case, using infinitesimal miniature teacup pigs. Don't be alarmed.
That explains the oinks, huh?
Margaret, but I do fear the distinct presence of death. Wait, is that Pamela's special necklace that holds the key to the safe with all of her savings that you once tried to theft because the Emporium was going under?
Enough of that, Cynthia. How many times must I remind you? Stick to the script.
Okay, I'm going to take our visitors into Little Tony's gift shop. Why don't you take a little break in here?
Oh, all right. Who am I to say no to a slice of relaxation and repose during the work week?
Okay, let's go, group. Folks, I hate to turn to you, but do we think that Margaret might have actually killed Pamela? Who killed Pamela? Margaret, but by accident. Margaret, definitely on purpose. Or Lil Tony.
Oh, I found it hard to take a break. What's up with you guys?
You killed our Pamela!
What? Fine. I did it. And for you, even. I'm in love with you. Ever since our first kiss in the stables.
Really?
Gay?
Indeed. It's true. We're gay for each other. And nothing's wrong with that.
That's just so romantic. I love you too. Well, rip Pammy, but this girl's about to get laid.
Woohoo! Thank you guys for coming to our Emporium. And happy chewing on our candies. Goodbye.
Wow, everyone give it up for Twy and Pooh. Wow, I think we all learned a lot today.
Let me start Twy and
yeah. I'm very excited.
more performer for the night, if you'd like to introduce her, Anne.
Yes, I'm very excited. Our last, but definitely not least, comic is Vishali. She is a rising sophomore at George Washington University, and she's going to do some stand-up for us. Everyone, give it up for Vishali. Woo, woo. I'm looking. Oh yeah. Okay, here we are. Here we are.
Ah,
Well,
thanks,
I can
Woohoo!
thanks, guys.
Sorry, I got it.
Thank you all for seeing me. I'm glad that I'm not the least. Something that my gym teacher in 5th grade wouldn't have said to me. Today I wanted to talk about this gym/workout class called Orange Theory. Now, I went from DC, and basically a friend of mine was like, "Oh, thank you. I do like this necklace. I got it for free." But I was talking to a friend, and she was like, "Do you want to go to this workout class with me?" And I was like, "No, I have no interest in doing that." And then she was like, "It'll be free if you just say you live in DC." And I was like, "All right, fine, I'll do it." And if you haven't heard of like what Orange Theory is, it's like if you took like a army military grade workout class and you watered it down for like a suburban mom. It was fine. I did like the things. I got the points. I battled against my RA that was there. And this woman was like, the work there, you know, because they have like maybe like 5 to 8 like really pushy white women in leggings, and they don't do it. Like, they don't help at the classes. They kind of just walk around and see if you're doing okay, but by seeing if you're doing okay is just asking you if you want to lose weight. She comes up to me after the class and she's like, "Did you like it? Do you want to do any more?" And I'm like, "No, I can't afford this." And she's like, "Okay, fine. Just give me your phone number and I'll let you know about if you could afford it or something." And I gave her her phone number because I like feel bad for customer service. I don't want customer service to like think that their job is meaningless, even though sometimes it is. So I go home because of the pandemic, and I'm home in Michigan, and I get a voicemail, and I get scared of voicemails because it could either be my dad or it could be like, I don't know, like a serial killer. I really have no idea. They're like leaving a letter for me. But I get a voicemail from Orange Theory, and I get like 5 of them, and it's this woman, and she's like, "Hi, this is Natalie from OTF West End. We know that you previously couldn't afford the classes, but the price has not changed. A little bit of a risk." I love crime shows. My favorite crime show is Criminal Minds. And I love Criminal Minds because it's full, like, the serial killers are so creative and the ideas are so intricate. And I have an idea for a Criminal Minds episode, and it goes a little bit something like this. So, you know when you're on like a crosswalk and like one person goes, even though the hand is red, and everybody follows, like a bunch of following idiots? Well, it's like that, except one person goes and everybody else gets obliterated. They all die. So this guy goes, and I call him the jaywalking serial killer. And the Criminal Minds people don't know until they see the street cam footage, and they're like, "Wait, there's one man with blonde hair and a blue cap, and he misses a Hyundai Elantra by a hair." And one day I'm walking on the street, and like this woman just books it, and she's drooling, and she's holding a coffee, and she looks British, but I can't explain that. This Cadillac Escalade by a hair. And I think to myself, oh my God, the jaywalking serial killer is a woman. I have more female serial killers. I was a pretty dumb kid. And when I was a kid, I used to think that Houston was a person. Like, now, when I say kid, I mean 17. So, 2 years ago. I used to think that Houston was a person. Like, I thought the whole Houston, we have a problem. I thought Houston was like, what? I'm on my lunch break. Special for you guys. Let me set the scene before I show it, but it was September 11th, 2011. 10th anniversary of 9/11. And I was a ripe 10 years old. And I was like, my favorite show, the Looney Tunes show, is getting canceled. Looney Tunes show still being one of my favorite shows. The Looney Tunes show was so good, but everybody hated it. Boomers, people on Facebook. That Venn diagram is the same. But the Looney Tunes show, and Cartoon Network decided to cancel it. So I was like, how can I go out with a bang? You know, how can I commemorate the Looney Tunes show and everything it's done for me? And I created this. Wait, let me share the screen, but hopefully you guys don't see what else I watch on YouTube. Okay. As you can see, YouTube is Vishali the Amazing. I was kind of, here it is. Yeah, I knew how to edit at this age. No big deal. I don't know where this song is from. It's mostly pictures. Love that one. Things I never said, but I mean that was a World War II episode. Love these two. I think they were like cousins, maybe? Kristen Wiig played Lola Bunny. In case the Paris episode. Love that one. Such a good show.
Wow.
I don't know who Pump Audio is. I don't know where I got this from. And then I got one comment, which was my friend Anika, who said, "Hey, it's so awesome, although you posted 2 of the same pictures. I love the song." Anika loves to pray on my downfall. But that's all I have for you guys. Thank you so much.
Woo! Everyone else give it up.
Vishali!
Vishali!
Yay, thank you so much, Vishali, and thank you to all of you. Joe, lady, you're breaking up a little.
Joe, this is like Daft Punk.
Coming to this iteration of Breakout Room.
Yeah. We made it. Yes, everyone, thank you so much for coming. And we, of course, love to sort of worship with you, commune with you at church. Before you go, be sure to donate to these organizations, and we're going to stick around and, of course, have our church dance party after this. So feel free to stay around. We're going to play some tunes, and you can dance. Joe, I think you're good now.
Oh, I'm back. Okay. Yeah, I kind of just said what you to our performers and to all of you for coming. Really means so much to us. We love you.
Love you.